Hey everyone, before we get started with the video, I want to show you something. So behind me is the direction of north, and Polaris will be around here somewhere near one of these tree branches. And then back here is the direction of east. Now why is that important? Because that means that this giant tree right here is the direction of northeast. And if you know anything about galaxies during the galaxy seasons, you would know that nearly half of the galaxies rises from the direction of northeast, right behind this tree. So that means that if I want to image the Pinwheel Galaxy, Bose Galaxy, Whale, Whirlpool Galaxy, all of those will have to wait until maybe 12 a.m. So I guess that's why I call this channel Nocturne Astro. And also, all things considered, the fact that I live in the city and I still have a yard to use, and the only thing I got to deal with is this tree, I say I'm pretty lucky. I'll take that any day. Anyways, welcome to the galaxy seasons. So between the months of March to June and July, it's what most people will call the galaxy season. And one thing about these galaxies is that they're super tiny, super faint. You normally would need a lot of focal length to reach these galaxies. So if you're watching this and you're a beginner, you may be thinking that, well, you know, I'm a beginner, I don't have all that fancy equipment. Maybe the galaxy season doesn't apply to me, because number one, I don't think a beginner would have a giant telescope laying around, because they're unwieldy and quite expensive. Number two, another way to get around the need for focal length is to use a smaller sensor size but dedicated astrophotography camera. But I don't think a lot of beginners will have those laying around either, because dedicated astrophotography cameras they're a little bit difficult to use, they're kind of difficult to set up, at least in the beginning. And once again, they're pretty expensive for a beginner. So if you're watching this and you're a beginner, does galaxy season still apply to you? And I say yes, because I would imagine that a lot of beginners will have a setup like this, a small refractor with a common DSLR. In my case, I have the William Optics SpaceCat 51 at 250 millimeters paired to a Canon 60D HA modified DSLR. And I'm going to show you that even with 250 millimeters of focal length, you can still have a lot of fun during the galaxy season. So the plan for the night is actually take images as usual, despite being under scope, as I like to call it. Remember, the William Optics SpaceCat 51, or any small refractor for that matter, in my case, I only have 250 millimeters of focal length to work with. So my image will be super wide field, and our galaxies will be like this tiny in the picture. So our plan is to actually, in post-processing, crop way in so those galaxies are the only thing that we see. However, if we're going to do that, we need to make sure our focus is as on point as possible, and our stars are as sharp as possible. And it's great that a refractor like the William Optics SpaceCat comes with a BAFNA mask that you can use to help you achieve focus. And you can play around with this back and forth until you see that the center line, it's crossing the middle of your star, and basically it forms an X pattern. And once you have that pattern, then you know that your stars are as focused as humanly possible. And remember, we're not using any automatic focuser. We're focusing this by hand. So having this BAFNA mask, it helps a lot. So this is going to be yet another plug for, why a beginner should start their astrophotography journey with a small refractor, something that is low in focal length. Because, when you see a wide field, you see a lot in a single shot. So on steps like star alignment, it makes it super easy because you see so much all at once. When you need to go hunt for that star that you want to use to align your mount with, it's very easy to go northwest, southeast and hunt for that star because you see a lot all at once. When you start off with a bigger telescope and your focal length is longer, you're going to be more zoomed in. So you can imagine when you're more zoomed in, each little movement, you're moving a lot in your field of view. So, start off with a small refractor, practice with it, and it's going to pay off big time once you, quote unquote, upgrade to your next telescope. The one cool thing about, that tree that I talked about earlier and how it's blocking my galaxies until 12 a.m. possibly, is that now I have all the time in the world to think about what I'm going to image. And, just browsing through Stellarium, I think I'm going to go with Bode, or is it Bode's? Anyways, please correct me in the comments, but I'm going to go with Bode's Galaxy and the cigar, and I'm going to try to, with the SpaceCat 51, I don't think I have to try to fit it in one frame, but I'm going to try to get it into the center of the frame, and then when I'm done, I'll crop it into the center of the frame, and hopefully I will have enough data to still form a decent enough of an image and show it to you guys. Change of plans. Obviously, it's another night. The session you were watching earlier did not work out. I had clouds rolling in, so I had to shut everything down. So I figure if I'm going to try this again, why not pair it with a truly beginner setup? That is to use a star tracker. In my case, my Skywatcher Star Adventurer Pro with my William Optics SpaceCat 51. Now you might be thinking to yourself, how am I going to find Bode's galaxies without go-to capabilities? Because these star trackers are manual mounts. You got to, find the object yourself. But this is where, if you know the night sky, if you have an understanding of where things are or how to star hop, it really helps when it comes to locating your object. So it may be difficult to see through this video, so I'll put another video overlay or a screenshot on top of it. But right now I'm pointing towards north. Around here would be Polaris. And if I look up furthermore, I would find Ursa Major. And within Ursa Major, there are two stars that I'm looking for, Merak and Dubhe. Now, if I look towards the left of Dubhe and then go back down a little bit, right in that spot will be Bode and Cigar galaxies. And I think if I'm able to find Ursa Major, the stars Merak and Dubhe, I should be able to find Bode and Cigar galaxy with my star tracker. And this is why I always say that if you have a general understanding of the night sky, it's such a powerful skill to have in this hobby. So when you have the time, just go outside, look up at the night sky, and practice star hopping. I do it from time to time, and it's really fun. With the galaxy season in full swing, I think this is a pretty amazing opportunity. And I'm really looking forward to, the rest of the night sky with all these amazing galaxies. And I hope that by demonstrating that you can still take amazing pictures of galaxies using small telescopes, that you don't look at the focal length as a requirement, but instead, I hope that you can look at it as a challenge and use this galaxy season as a way to challenge yourself to learn new techniques, new routines, and just work with whatever you've got on your hands and make the most out of it. I think if we can all do that, we can come out of the galaxy season as better astrophotographers. So with that, I'm going to encourage you all, beginners or not, to just come out and take pictures of the amazing galaxies that we have in the night sky for the next few months. And I will see you guys in the next video. I wish you all good health and clear skies.